Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am Lando Abyss, and today we'll be go over all the information that they released about the new season for Chaos Zero Nightmare. And I gotta say, it's gonna be a huge update. They're bringing so much content into this first season that I am actually looking forward to it, and it's gonna be really good. Like Chaos Zero Nightmare is actually making a really perfect game. They are doing everything they can, and they're actually fixing a lot of mistakes that they made also, especially with like the resource grind. They're actually helping out with some of the resources, as I'll explain later on, but this is a very good first step. So now let's jump right into this. So the first season is going to be called Galactic Disaster, and it's going to be running for about 9 weeks, and it's going to be updated in a 3 week interval. And the new seasonal content will also bring a new chaos mode that will bring a lot of unique elements, monsters, and cards to the playing field. Now, for this season, you're only able to use this new seasonal save data inside the season, so you will have to go through the chaos mode in order to create a save data that you could use during this seasonal content. But you can use the seasonal save data in the base game, such as simulation or based on hyperspace, but you can't bring your original save data into the seasonal content because that wouldn't be fair. So they allow everyone to basically start on the same playing field as the new season starts. So over the 9 weeks, we'll be getting new characters. And for the first character, it will be Yuki. So the first 3 weeks, it will be the Yuki banner. Then following that, after the 3 weeks is up, we'll be getting a new character. I assume which will be Chizuru or Cyrano. Then after those 3 weeks, we'll get the other character. So we're not sure which character will be coming after Yuki just yet. But I am actually hoping it's Chizuru because I actually like the way she looks. Her design looks really cool and she looks quite fun to play. Now, I won't lie, I'm not the biggest fan of Cyrano, but her gameplay could actually change my mind. So we will just have to wait to see who's coming next, and I'll decide then if I'm going to pull. But I am going to be pulling for Yuki, and I definitely will be pulling for Chizuru because they both look really fun and really cool in this video. And the showcase actually did a lot of justice, so I am definitely going to be pulling for them. So watch out for that video. I'll be definitely making videos on these two characters. So Yuki is our first seasonal character, so let's quickly go over her deck and see how her skills work. So first, we got her 3 basic cards. Most of the time you're getting rid of these cards, I do recommend getting rid of Flow and Parry. She's an attacker. You don't want to use this kill at all, so you want to get on her deck so you get her better cards very quickly. Now, you might want to get rid of these cards because as it seems, she has 3 other attack cards, so these probably could be a lot better, unless she could really benefit from her basic cards, but we'll have to see from her epiphanies. Now, first, let's look at her first skill, Prepare to Subdue. Draw one of this unit's attack cards, 20% damage to that card for 1 turn. And then we have Flash Slash, attack card, 180% damage to all enemies, inspiration reduced cost by 1. So inspiration basically means when you draw a card, do a card effect, you get that inspiration effect, and you could trigger the effect that they have, which just basically means reduce this cost by 1. Inspiration is not triggered from when you draw the cards in the beginning of a turn. That does not trigger inspiration. You actually have to draw the card through another effect. Now we have Trickery Strike. Retain 150% damage. Activate inspiration to 1 random card in hand. So you can see it says random. Hopefully with the epiphany it allows you to choose, but basically it means that it could trigger this inspiration reducing cost by 1, or you could even trigger this inspiration right here plus 1 extra hit. Now moving on to Freezing Blade upgrade. When using on card with activated inspiration effect, 60% damage to all enemies. So we get an extra damage multiplier on top of these cards that has inspiration effects. And it's an upgrade card, so it's a permanent effect that always happens when we use these inspiration cards. Lastly, we have Iceberg Cleave. It's an attack card, 180% damage to all enemies, inspiration plus 1 extra hit, minus 20% damage. So as you can see, she benefits a lot from inspiration. She want to draw her cards through another card effect. You don't want to draw them from the beginning of the turn. And if you do have them in your hand, her eco skill is going to be very good. As you can see right here, 300% damage to all enemies, move all attack cards in hand to the top of the draw pile, and you get 50% damage per card move. This is going to be insane. This allows you, so in the beginning of the turn, when you draw cards, if you draw some of her attack cards, her ego skill allows you to basically reset the attack cards and put it back into the decks. Then it allows you to draw into the cards so you can get those inspiration effects. For her deck, she seems really good. For the teams I can see that she really gonna work with, is definitely gonna be Cassius. Cassius basically allows you to draw all the time. He is all about shuffling, drawing your deck out, and constantly resetting your deck. So Cassius and Yuki is going to be a very well-known team. He's going to basically support her very well, and Yuki is really going to benefit from having Cassius on her team. Now she could basically benefit from anyone that actually draws a lot, or even someone that allows you to basically pick an attack card from your deck. So I know there's a few cards that allows you to basically draw into an attack card, or basically choose a card from your draw pile and add it to your hand. She's going to benefit from that because the inspiration is going to be able to proc off of that. So another character is also going to be like Nia. She could actually probably even benefit from Veronica, because Veronica has a lot of draw cards in her deck too. So anyone that's really drawing or allows you to pick attack cards and add them to your hand, she's really going to benefit from them. Now we can come over here. After we looked at her skills, we can look at her partner. So her partner, attack cards of the assigned combatant drawn by the ability have their damage increased by 50%. So when she draws her attack cards, she get a buff of 50%. And then damage amount of cards with the assigned combatant inspiration increases by 20%. So cards that have inspiration is going to get an extra 20%. Then lastly, her ego skill, move one card for hand to draw pile. So this is also like her ego skill. If you had a card in hand that you want the inspiration effect, you could use this ego skill to basically take that card, put it back into the draw pile, and then you could use another card to basically draw into that card so you get that inspiration effect. So her partner is basically going to really benefit her. I won't lie, my opinion on partners is still the same. I haven't had the need to actually pull for a partner. I feel like I'm able to clear the game quite well. So I've been just saving my resources for everything else. And I think I'll just continue doing that. Because as of right now, these partners give a lot of damage. I won't lie. This seems like a lot of damage. But I'm clearing the content quite fine. So I don't think I need the damage just yet. But whenever I do get extra currency, I might pick up a partner. Or I just might buy it from the shop. Because that allows me to basically guarantee the partner there without spending my currency on them. And basically using my currency for characters. Alright, so coming with the new Chaos Zone is some new Chaos cards. As you can see, these Forbidden cards are also going to be added into the Exploration, so we could get any of these cards very soon. Now, let's jump right into them and look at these cards and see what they actually do. So we have Gesture of Freedom, Exhaust Initiation. One random card in hand, -1 cost. Alright, so this is Exhaust. We only going to be able to use it once, and it reduces the cost of one card in hand. I don't think it's okay. It's a 0 cost, so honestly, you can't go on with 0 cost. But as of right now, it seems a little weak compared to the rest of them at first glance. Now, moving on, we have Portrait of Fury. 30% damage times 1 for every 4 cards in hand plus 1 hit. Draw 1 for each hit. Now, this seems quite nice. Especially if you have like characters that add extra hits. This would be really good. And you can basically draw so much with this. So as of right now, this card is quite nice. Next, moving on, Ecstasy of Violence. Retain. Okay, I see why it has Retain. It is a 9 cost. And when drawing on by ability, cost of this cost -1. Okay, Cassius would get this down to 0 very quick. Cassius is basically draws so much. He draws a lot. So you could basically get a ton of damage, 150% damage times 4, basically for free, because all you have to do is draw cards with abilities, and boom, you get this down to 0, and boom, you have huge damage basically for free. That's not bad. That's actually quite nice. Next, we have Guidance of Futility, Upgrade Skill. Initiation. When drawn by ability, heal 40% and -1 stress of random combatant. Okay, this heal is not bad, especially if you draw it. So, actually, maybe put this on like Cassius. Like if you have Cassius have this, more extra heals, that would be really nice. And like the stress is really good in the Chaos Zone, having like some good stress management. But honestly, outside Chaos Zone, I haven't really noticed like stress being any near like like important. Like it doesn't bother you outside care zone. So the usefulness is that is basically you're basically looking at the 40% heal. That's the usefulness. And the minus stress during the chaos run is gonna be good. But outside chaos runs, I don't know if the minus stress is gonna be very useful unless they add content where they actually stress out characters outside chaos zone. Then this will be really good. But as of right now, you probably just look at the 40% heal when you're drawing, which is still good. The 40% heal is still good. Can't lie. And it's an upgrade skill, so it's permanent. So you only have to use it once and then you're just healing all the time every time you draw. Next we have disposable ego. Draw one, draw for each cost of that card. Oh, okay, this would go good. This would be nice. Like honestly, throwing this in like a Calliope deck where her deck is basically high cost cards all the time. This could be really nice. Oh wait, imagine if you like had this card in your deck too, and you draw 9. But sadly, there is a limit on the amount of cards you could draw. But like drawing into this card would be kind of insane. Like you would draw 9 cards, that would go crazy. Well, actually, you could probably do it. Like if you clear your hand out and you have this card and you draw into that, and you draw all 9 cards, that will go crazy. Actually, I ain't gonna lie, that would go crazy. Next, we have engraved malice. It has lead, and then it has draw one, activate 2 random cards from hand. This could be good too. Just activate 2 cards from hand. That's not bad. That is not bad. And then last we have Eternal Hunger. Retain exhaust response, draw 1 plus 1 AP. Okay, this is insane. 0 cost, draw 1 and plus 1 AP. Sadly, it is exhaust, but it does have retain, so you can let this sit in your hand until you're ready to use it. This is a really good card. Okay, I ain't gonna lie, some of these forbidden cards are really insane, and I can't believe like the amount of stuff that these cards will do, and like the playstyle or like the combos that we're gonna be able to make with these cards is gonna be really nice. So far, this chaos, the new content is looking very nice. I can't lie. This is gonna be really fun. So these are forbidden cards, but there also gonna be some more common cards, or like I guess more rare common cards right here. So these cards are also gonna be added. So we're not only gonna get those crazy cards, we're also gonna get other basic, rare, and so these will all be added to the new chaos zone. So you could basically add these into your new save data. So you could basically add these into your new deck, make the craziest save data, and go wild, honestly. All right, not only that, we're also getting new effects at the beginning, as you can see right here. So these would be new effects that be added to our chaos runs that we'll be able to pick and choose from. Now, next thing on our content list is the Nebula Distortion and the Great Rift. So Nebulous Distortion is going to be a boss mode where we fight bosses that we fought before, and basically we want to fight harder versions of them. As you can see right here, we pick different effects, make them harder so we get better rewards and more currency that we could use to buy stuff from the shop. So you definitely want to get this. You definitely want to try to get the hardest. You definitely want to try to fight the hardest one so you get more currency so you can buy out the shop, because there's something in the shop that we're going to want to buy out and make sure that we have enough currency to get it too. Now, next is the Great Rift. So very similar to the hyperspace, the base in the hyperspace, you're going to need 2 teams, and these 2 teams need to fit certain conditions in order to get better points, so you get better rewards. And those rewards, is definitely going to be more currency and more currency to buy out for the shop. And you're going to need a lot of points, as you can see right here. Now, the reason why you want this currency is mainly because you want to buy out the stuff in the shop. As you can see right here, you could get 5 of the premium standard pulls, and you could get 5 of the standard pulls. Then you'll also buy some potential material. And then lastly, the biggest thing that you want is this ego manifestation. So this is a universal ego manifestation. What this means is that you could basically get 1 dupe for free. So this is going to be very important. As you can see, it costs 6,000. So you want to make sure you're getting this currency and making sure you buying this right here. This is just a free dupe into any character that you like or that you want to add dupes into. This is going to be our top priority, and definitely getting this because this is rare. This is very similar to the system that they had at Epic 7 that allow you to basically add dupes into characters or rare limited characters. So like certain characters that are rare or hard to come by, you use this stuff on them basically to add dupes so you don't waste your currency and you can save your currency for other limited characters that you want. Now, that is basically everything. We're going to have our standard login and get free pulls. And then also one other thing I want to mention is that they realized that the resource grind is quite hard. So now they actually added extra resources into the level up package or the level up reward system that we had before. They said if you already collect this, they're gonna mail it to your mailbox. If not, you could just come over here and collect all those extra rewards, which is very nice. And it shows that they really listen to us. These extra resources is gonna help so much because I ain't gonna lie, I've been running really low on resources and it just takes so much to level up these characters. So this is really gonna help a lot of people and a lot of new players. Now, that's basically everything for the information that they dropped for the new season content. Overall, it's going to be amazing. There's honestly a lot of content that they're releasing, and honestly, I can't wait for the characters. I can't wait for Yuki, and I can't wait for Chizuru. They're going to be so fun. They look really cool. Sorry, Serenel. Maybe I get you, but we'll have to see. But this new content that they're about to release is truly awesome. So stay tuned. I will be making a lot of videos on all of this content. I'll be making videos on Yuki. I'll definitely making videos on all the new. So watch out, leave a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.